And then Range Rover's like, this is going to cost $10,000 to repair.
They want almost $2,800 to replace the injection fluid, I don't know, injectors. And right now, it's too premature to be going through this.
I'm never buying a luxury vehicle again in my life. I need new brakes, which my brakes are Brembos, so a little upcharge there.
So today we're going to take a look at some people that regret buying their luxury vehicles because, as it turns out, it's not all that it's cracked up to be. Let's start.
This video is for Mercedes-Benz. I live in LA. I have a Mercedes-Benz. It's a 2021. I had to take it into the dealer because the engine light came up. And as many as you know, the factory warranty ends when you hit 50,000 miles or the 4 years, whichever comes first. The engine light came up. I had to take my car. I took it to the one in downtown LA. And after 8 days, I was told that I emailed the Mercedes, I don't know, I assume I emailed the main people, and they told me I got a case number because I'm asking for a Goodwill repair because they want almost $2,800 to replace the injection fluid, I don't know, injectors. They didn't give me a loaner. I have to rent a car. And also, they charged me $900 for a diagnose. There's 2 diagnoses. The first one, they didn't figure out what it was. And Mercedes-Benz, one of the reasons why I choose to have your car and work hard to make sure I always feel safe is because I've never had an issue with you guys. And right now, it's too premature to be going through this.
Okay, no. The reason that you have a Mercedes-Benz is not so that you feel safe. You didn't buy a Mercedes-Benz for safety. You bought a Mercedes-Benz because you want to be seen in a Mercedes-Benz. That's it. The Mercedes-Benz, probably more than any other car here in America, is like the status symbol. And it's a status symbol that is attainable for a lot of people because they do technically qualify to finance a Mercedes-Benz. You can get a used Mercedes-Benz or even a brand new one. If you really want to live beyond your means, it's there. And that's what people do when they get these cars most of the time. There are people that genuinely just like Mercedes-Benz and they're car enthusiasts. That's different. The vast majority of people that are driving in a Mercedes-Benz want to be seen in a Mercedes-Benz, and they don't really appreciate the car for what it is, because if they knew what it is, they wouldn't buy one. And we're about to find out why.
And spend this amount of money. It's ridiculous. And then they didn't offer me a loaner. My advisor's like, oh, I can't give you something we don't have. I'm a freelancer. I have to work whatever job I get. And it's too early on to be going through this. And what they said is, because I didn't do my oil changes at the dealership, they're not doing this goodwill gesture. They said it's a gesture, and they're not doing it. It's not illegal to not get your oil changes. I have maintained my car. The executive branch guy that I spoke to said that, oh my God, I'm so sorry. This is so gross. Said that even if I email my records, that they made the decision. They're not going to do anything, and I have to come up with all this money. If my car was old, I understand, but it's not. Mercedes-Benz, I don't know how else to reach out to you. They wouldn't give me another email. I don't know. If there's anybody on TikTok that knows what I should do, please let me know. I don't know what else to do. They're not helping me.
If it was an old car, I would understand. It's not about it being an old car. It's about it being a Mercedes-Benz. Everyone knows that these cars are unreliable and expensive to fix. It's common knowledge at this point. And the comments were not on her side. Man, okay, so let me read you the top comment here. And she got really defensive about this. As a lifelong luxury car driver, I really think the maintenance and repair costs shouldn't make you cry. If they do, then you can't afford the car. Live within your means. Please save yourself the headache. That's the best advice anybody could give as far as owning a luxury car. If you can't afford the maintenance and repairs on it, you can't afford it. It's not just about the monthly payment. There's so much more that goes into it. She responds, paid $5,700 for an extended warranty and still got hit with more issues. But sure, go on about living within my means. This wasn't a flex. It was a moment of frustration, vulnerability, and being human. Okay, but where's the part about being accountable? To the 13,000 people who liked that comment, the author who kept doubling down, whether you drive a Benz, a Honda, a Toyota, or a bicycle, it doesn't define your worth. Exactly. A vehicle does not define your worth. So you don't need to drive a Mercedes-Benz. Just get a Honda. Get a Toyota. Why are you driving around in a car you can't afford? Because you think you're worth it? You just said it doesn't define your worth. That makes no sense. Y'all confuse vulnerability with irresponsibility. They're not mutually exclusive. That says more about you than it ever could about me. Hashtag Bo Roses. Hashtag clapback season. Hashtag Mercedes GLA. Hashtag freelancer life. Hashtag the internet is wild. Hashtag love you. By the way, yeah, this girl is a freelancer. If you're a freelancer and you rely on you have to like take every job, like she said, that means you don't have like a steady client, which means you don't have steady income. Why are you buying luxury vehicles if you don't have steady income?
What car is most likely to make you go broke?
Mercedes. The service bills are out of control. I've owned one. I'll never buy one again.
I just wanted to play that video right after the one we watched. I don't think most people are aware of just how expensive it is to own a Mercedes-Benz. Just like we saw in the comments, if you can't afford the repairs and maintenance on a vehicle, whether it be a Mercedes, a BMW, whatever the case may be, these luxury brands, then don't get it. You can't afford it. You can't. That's part of the ownership. Part of owning an expensive German luxury car is expensive repairs and maintenance. You're not buying a Honda Civic. You bought a Mercedes-Benz. When you're buying a luxury vehicle, there's a few options. You have the Germans, and then you have Lexus. And a lot of people in the comments were recommending getting a Lexus. Here's the thing that you have to keep in mind. A $60,000 Lexus is not the same thing as a $60,000 Mercedes. And by the way, these are ridiculous car prices, but I'm just giving that as an example. These car brands have different philosophies. Okay, so BMW, Mercedes, Audi, Lexus, they all approach cars differently. Most of the time, when you're looking at a BMW, a Mercedes, and a Lexus, and you're looking at a car that is in the same class, the BMW is going to prioritize performance, then luxury, then reliability. A Mercedes-Benz is going to prioritize luxury, performance, and then reliability. Lexus is going to prioritize reliability, luxury, then performance. So they might all have the same sticker price, but they all prioritize something different. And you need to really do your research. And honestly, you don't even really got to do that much research. Most people know this. Most people know that a Lexus is a Toyota and is way more reliable than getting a Mercedes or a BMW. Like if you have to have a luxury vehicle, like you just have to be seen in a luxury vehicle, save yourself a headache and get a Lexus. But also know that you are giving up a little bit of performance, sometimes a lot of it, and sometimes a little bit of luxury. Not quality, because they're quality built cars, but the interior of a Mercedes, you're not paying for the reliability of the car. And it doesn't matter what year it is. These things can start giving you trouble right away. I've heard the worst horror stories about cars, and it's always BMWs and Mercedes and Audi and anything Volkswagen.
I'm never buying a luxury vehicle again in my life. I currently drive a Cadillac XCS V Sport Platinum. And for my year model, it is the most decked out version of this vehicle that you can get. All the bells and whistles. I got TVs in the back. It's a twin turbo, all-wheel drive. The car's on like an air ride or airbag suspension, auto leveling, the headlights, premium. I mean, it has everything. But where I'm going with this is now it's coming due where all the maintenance things are needing to be done. Like literally, I need new tires. I need new brakes, which my brakes are Brembos, so a little upcharge there.
Look, when you buy an expensive car, You have to realize that expensive cars are built with expensive parts. I mean, I think a lot of people that buy their first luxury car, they're coming from, a Honda Civic or a Ford or, like a regular car. So when things break or they need to replace things, in their mind, they're thinking, oh, okay, brakes cost this much, No, that's not how it works. These cars are expensive and they're expensive for a reason. They're expensive because they have expensive parts. So when you need to replace the parts, they're going to cost a lot of money. You need to factor that in. The sticker price on these things is already astronomical, but that's nothing. The vast majority of people that have luxury cars can't afford them, and they really should be driving a Toyota or a Honda. You can't go wrong with those. This guy's a perfect example, and good on him. He learned his lesson. Bought a luxury car. He wasn't prepared for all the maintenance and repairs, and he's never buying one again, and I don't blame him. They are money pits. If you want to go broke, get a luxury car.
Just did an oil change. My oil changes usually be like $120, $130, and most shops only cover up to 5 quarts. So you have to buy the other 2 quarts because it takes 7. My differential fluid needs changed or whatever it is, and so does my trans fluid, and also like my radiator needs flushed. Not that I'm having a problem with any of these things, it's just time to do them. I'd be crazy if I did all that at once, but damn, it's like everything all hit at once. And if you don't do these things, this car keeps track of them, and the value of your car will plummet. You can literally track it online. You get a report of the things that you have and haven't done and how it affects your value damn near. Like, I remember when you could just buy a car and just drive it till the wheels fell off, and it would be 10, 15, 20 years down the road. Not today, boy. If you don't do that shit within a couple months, not only will you lose value in your vehicle, your wheels probably gonna fall off. And again, ain't nothing about it cheap at all. So keep that in mind when y'all buying these new vehicles or these older luxury vehicles or whatever it may be.
Hey, listen, you can still ride a car until the wheels fall off. It's just not going to be a Cadillac. And it hasn't been for a really long time. Cadillac hasn't been reliable in decades. And the fact that it depreciates if you don't keep up with the maintenance is wild, because this car already depreciates as it is, even when you keep up with the maintenance. But again, he learned his lesson. I think this is probably going to be his last luxury vehicle. And after this, he's probably going to rethink getting a brand new Cadillac, especially fully loaded. That's the worst thing to get, is a fully loaded one. When you buy a luxury vehicle, they depreciate like rocks. The more loaded it is, the more it depreciates. Take a look at one more.
I need car advice. So I bought a Range Rover. It was used. And since I've had the craziest problems, I actually drove it off the lot without brakes, took it back to the place, and then they said since I had it for a day that I cut the brakes, and they were blaming on me. Obviously, I'm searching for a lemon lawyer, but I ended up fixing the brakes, having the car for now 6 months, and then taking it to Range Rover because it broke down again. And then Range Rover's like, this is going to cost $10,000 to repair. I only bought the car because it's a used Range Rover for $24,000. So now it's going to cost $10,000 to repair. Can I still go to a lemon lawyer after this much time? Do I sell the car? Do I fix the car? I really got myself in a pickle. I hate this car. I hate you.
My advice is to never buy a used Range Rover. Range Rovers are beautiful. They really are. Inside and out. Beautiful car. They depreciate like rocks, and they are so unreliable. I knew someone that had one and he absolutely hated it. It's nothing but problems. It's a great car when it's working. The problem is it spends so much time in the shop. Listen, the most expensive car you can get is a cheap luxury car.
What is one bad financial decision that you regret making in life?
My car.
Why?
Because it's a great car. It's a beautiful BMW, but the payments, the work, anything, oil change, tires, anything on that car is insane. The amount the oil changes being $340 and up is insane.
Damn, where are you getting these oil changes at?
The BMW place itself.
The dealership, the BMW dealership.
But you can't go to anybody because not anybody knows how to work on BMW, baby. And they'll tell you straight up, I don't work on those cars because they're foreign cars. So
yeah. And how much is your payment every month?
I put a big down payment, so only $411.
$411.
But a 10 down payment.
And then how much with insurance?
We don't talk about that. It's bad. Well, any car, they automatically boost it up because you're young and insurance and it's a sport car.
You're paying like $400 for insurance?
We don't talk about that, babe. Around there. We'll see.
Around there? So you're paying almost $1,000 for the BMW?
Almost 1,000, baby. But
Is it
I'm
worth
almost
it?
done. It's worth it. Every time I drive around, everybody's always telling me, "Oh my god, I like your car. I like your car."
Yeah, that's the car you wanted?
Yeah, you know that little feeling when you get when people are like, "I like your car," and you're a little like,
So she's paying almost $1,000 a month for her car because her payment's like $411, but then after insurance, it's almost $1,000 for a car. Because what you don't realize with these cars like BMWs and Mercedes is they come with big insurance premiums. And a lot of people will buy these cars without getting an insurance quote. They buy the car, like commit to the car, and then think about insurance as like almost like an afterthought. And the insurance ends up being just as much as the payment. And then you also have the expensive maintenance costs. She said $340 for an oil change. That seems excessive even for a BMW dealership. I don't know what else happened, but $340 seems a bit excessive. But still, it's just so expensive. And then the other thing that she mentioned was the tires. She's right. The tires on BMWs are typically more expensive than they are on like a Toyota Camry because BMWs and a lot of cars like BMW have what you call run flat tires. So run flat tires, basically it's in the name. The tire goes flat. It'll let you run the car for a little bit. I think it's up to 75 or 100 miles because these cars don't have spares. So you just have to replace the run flat tire with another run flat tire. And they are expensive, especially because a lot of these BMWs have performance tires. So it's a performance run flat tire and they are pretty pricey, especially when you compare them to, something like a Toyota Camry or a Honda Civic or, just like basic everyday consumer cars.
yeah,
Yeah.
come on,
Yeah.
you know.
What made you want a BMW?
It's a luxury car. It's amazing.
Yeah.
I love it.
You're more of a BMW girl versus a
You turn it
Mercedes girl?
on and it goes, "Roar," and you get this little like feeling like, come on now,
Yeah.
you know.
Okay. And then what do we do for a living?
We don't talk about that.
Whatever it takes.
No. I work in a dispensary. We'll say that. Well, that much. Never whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes.
Never.
It doesn't have to be a bad thing.
No. I'm a child of God.
Whatever it takes.
No, whatever it takes. Don't listen to this guy.
So yeah, basically you can see that her reason for buying the car pretty much boils down to validation. She likes it when people say that she has a nice car. That's costing her $1,000 a month. That's expensive. You're buying validation at $12,000 a year. That's crazy to me. You don't have to do that. It's okay to get a Honda. It's okay to get a Toyota. You're still worth it. You're still worth something. You don't need to be validated in a BMW. I promise it doesn't change who you are as a person. That said, she does seem to actually enjoy the actual car, but she said she bought it because it's a luxury car. There's two types of BMW owners. There's people that just love BMWs. They are BMW enthusiasts. They're on message boards. They love these cars. They love working on these cars. And then there's people that like being seen in a BMW, and she looks like she falls into that category.
I shouldn't have gotten in this cities. Yeah, I made a mistake. They convinced me at the dealership. You know how they are with the sales tactics. And I've never gone through this situation. And now I'm like super stuck and I don't know what to do. No?
Hey, how are you? This is Yusuf, the car dealer.
Hi, how you doing?
I'm doing good. All right, so you got a 2025 Lincoln Aviator that you made a mistake buying or leasing. Tell me what you got.
Yes. It's a Lincoln Aviator 2025, like 3,000 miles. Really good conditions. I can't keep paying it off because the monthly payments are $1,200.
If you didn't catch that, she said the monthly payments are $1,200 for a lease. Not to purchase it. She's not financing. This is a lease. That means when the lease is over, she has to go turn this car in and she has nothing to show for it. She has to turn around and lease something else or buy something. I say this all the time. I am an advocate for buying used cars. That's the way to go. That's the smart financial decision to make. But if you absolutely just have to have a brand new car every few years, leasing is the way to go. The payments are lower than if you were to finance them, and you don't have to worry about carrying over negative equity. You have the option to buy the car, or you have the option to lease another car. Most people just keep leasing cars because they like to have a new car every few years. And there's people like that. There's also people that like to have a new car every few years and they just buy one and they always have negative equity. I used to see this all the time. I used to work for an auto lender and I would see this all the time. People would buy a brand new car and then they would trade it in because I would see it on the contract that they were trading in a car that was only like 3 years old and they carry over like $7,000-8,000 in negative equity. And it's just like, why didn't you lease this? It would have been so much cheaper for you to lease. Now, granted, some people can't lease because they just drive a lot, and typically leases only go up to about 15,000 miles with some exceptions. There's different mileage programs. The less miles, the less your payments are going to be. Basically, on a lease, you are paying the depreciation on that car. I don't know how she got wrapped up in a $1,200 lease for a Lincoln. Oh my God. I didn't even know people were still buying Lincolns.
And I'm super stuck with it. Since it's a lease, I still have like 47 months to go. I can't keep up. I'm super, super stressed out. Yeah.
And the buyout for the lease is what? Do you know what that is?
69,996.
And you're saying an aviator or a navigator? It's with the A or an N?
Aviator.
Okay, got you.
Real quick, I just want to point out, this is a Lincoln Aviator, not a Navigator, an Aviator. So just to kind of give you an idea, the Aviator is based off of the Ford Escape. This is a small SUV based on a Ford Escape that she is paying $1,200 a month for on a lease. Why didn't you just get a Ford Escape?
How's your credit?
It's bad.
How bad are we talking?
It's really bad. Like 495.
How did you get a lease with a 495 credit score?
No, it's not under my name. That's the other thing I was going to tell you now. It's under...
I'm not going to lie. It sounds like you're stuck. I thought you had good credit and you had some money down. Do you have any money down to get out of this lease?
No, not at all.
Yeah. Look, I know you're a mother and you know it's getting expensive, and I'm sure. How much is insurance on the car? Like what, $300-400?
It's like around $300.
So your sister co-signed on it. So there's a situation where you don't want to, put her credit in a bad situation. So, all right.
Exactly. You got it. You got it.
You have a nice sister. That's all I gotta say. So,
I would say more naive than nice. Why would you co-sign for someone that has bad credit and allow them to lease a Lincoln Aviator? What is going on here? I don't know if it's like a younger sister and she just got talked into it, or I don't know what's going on there. Listen, don't ever co-sign for a friend. I'm going to say this again. Don't ever co-sign for a friend. I have seen disaster stories when I worked at the auto lender. I worked at an auto lender and a mortgage lender. When I worked at the auto lender, I just saw so many people ruin their credit because they co-signed for someone that they shouldn't have co-signed for. There's a reason she has a 400 something credit score. It's because she's not responsible. Because if she was responsible, she wouldn't be leasing a Lincoln Aviator for $1,200 a month and a $300 a month insurance payment on top of that. This is a $1,500 rebadged Ford Escape that she's leasing. It's terrible.
Yeah. I know. She's too nice. No, but I'm nice too. I don't want to mess her up. So I'm trying to see my way out. She told me, if I couldn't pay, that it's okay. That we could together rebuild the credit. That's no problem. It's gonna take time, but again, she's the type of person that she's not looking into buying a home anytime soon, or like, I don't see her buying a home. She told me she lives with her parents. Because I asked her, hey, do you mind? She said, it's not that she doesn't mind, but if I can't pay it, what is she gonna do? And she cannot pay it because her job, she doesn't make the income I make.
Have you missed payments on the lease or no?
30 days behind, exactly 30 days.
And how much money do you make a month?
Monthly. About 8,600.
Okay, so what's going to happen now is she's going to have bad credit and her sister's going to have bad credit. And you know what's crazy about this is that she makes good money. She's bringing home 6 figures a year. She's making $8,600 a month. That's like a little over 100,000, 103,000, something like that. And her sister wants to help her rebuild her credit by leasing a Lincoln Aviator. Hey, you could have financed a used car. Clearly, you're not good with money. And look, everyone is going through their own situation. I don't know exactly what's going on in her situation. I do know that this was a stupid purchase. Regardless of what's going on in her life, there was no reason to lease this car. This was idiotic. You want to rebuild your credit? Buy a cheap car. Again, if you need an SUV, you could have got a Ford Escape. I always recommend Toyota and Honda, but if you really wanted this car that bad, you didn't have to get the Lincoln Aviator. This is such a waste of money. And you have ruined your sister's credit. You continue to ruin your own credit. And your only saving grace here is that you have a good job. I don't know what her other bills look like. I'm guessing not great if she's struggling to make payments on her car. But at the end of the day, if she loses everything except her job, she still makes 6 figures. Go buy a car in cash. Cash is king. Finance a used car if you have to finance something. You should have got your sister to finance something reliable and get a secure credit card. There's other ways to build your credit other than leasing a Lincoln.
I gotta keep it real. I think I'm over this EV. I just got off work. Been at work since 5 this morning. Well, 6 this morning. I have to now detour to charge this dumb. I'm stuck here. And look how much cars are waiting to charge. Why is there not more charging stations, dude? And I'm stuck here because I don't have enough battery to get home. And the car takes forever to charge. And I have other things to do. It's already 3:09. I have to go to physical therapy by 5 o'clock. This does not work. It just doesn't work. Like, I'm actually very annoyed. And the strangest part is when I had my Nissan Leaf with less range and a smaller battery, there was never one time I had to detour while going home from work to charge the car. This sucks. Don't get me wrong, there's things that is cool about the Chevy or whatever, but this right here sucks. It sucks bad.
Okay, there are a lot of people that regret getting EVs because they don't do their research on them. EVs are not for everyone. They are for certain people. And range anxiety is a real thing. If you do not have a charger at home, you should not have an EV. I used to live in an apartment complex and they had an EV charging station there. And even that was a pain because from my apartment, it was still a good 7-8 minute walk. If it's like storming outside and you got to run to the store, for an emergency, you ran out of toilet paper or something crazy like that. Like you have to run through the rain to get to your EV. It's just not convenient. It's not a convenient car to have if you live in an apartment. If you live in a rural area, it's not a good car to have. I have a friend of mine that has a Tesla, absolutely loves it. But guess what? When he and his family go on road trips, guess what car they take? They take the gas-powered car because road trips in an EV, it's very anxiety-inducing. I live in Florida. I remember driving to Orlando and stopping at a Buc-ee's. Buc-ee's is already crazy as it is. The amount of people waiting to charge their EVs, their Teslas, it was insane. I don't know. EVs are not for me. If I was going to get one, I'd probably go Tesla. Another thing about EV cars, for the most part, they depreciate really bad. So keep that in mind when you're shopping for an EV, that this type of car is not for everyone. I would even recommend renting one for a week just to live with it and see if you like it. Because there's some people that swear by them. They will never go back to a gas-powered vehicle. But there is a lot of people that buy EVs and have regrets because it doesn't fit their lifestyle. Let's keep going.
What's the car people regret buying the most?
I can't speak for everyone, but I can tell you from experience that with our leasing company, Ford Broncos have been returned nonstop way before the lease ends. And anytime we do a Ford Bronco lease on someone, they always want to get out of it sooner.
Why?
Honestly, I can tell you, I think the drive is just not what other people are expecting. It looks cool, I guess, for the beginning, but the interior is just not luxurious, not tech savvy, not that fun.
What is a vehicle people buy and then regret?
Jeep Wrangler.
What is a vehicle people buy and then regret?
Any kind of Jeep.
What is a vehicle people buy and then regret?
Jeep.
What is a vehicle people buy and then regret?
Jeep Wrangler.
What is a vehicle people buy and then regret?
Jeep Wranglers.
What is a vehicle people buy and then regret?
Jeep Wrangler.
What is a vehicle people buy and then regret?
I would say Jeeps or Ram pickups. Ugh.
What is a vehicle people buy and then regret?
Definitely not a lifted two-door Jeep Wrangler.
Pretty sure the guy at the end was joking. Okay, so Jeeps and Broncos. These are two cars that people regret getting. And I'm going to tell you why. Just like BMWs, there's two types of Jeep people and Bronco people. There are people that absolutely love these vehicles. And then there's people that think they love these vehicles. When you get into a Jeep Wrangler or a Bronco and you go down the highway at like 90 miles an hour, if you're not used to driving these type of cars, it is downright scary. It feels like the bottom is going to fall out, like, because these cars are built for off-roading. The Wrangler rides on a solid axle. This is not going to be a comfy drive. There is so much wind noise in the cabin. They're not quiet. And these cars are expensive. And I think that's why people have so much regret when they get them, because they pay so much money. They're expecting something, refined. And that's not what Jeeps and Broncos are. These cars are built for off-roading. And I will say this about them. They do have good resale value because people love these cars. The people that love these cars absolutely adore them. The Jeep community is huge. They got their own wave. They got the duck thing going on. But these things are built to crawl rocks. These things are built for rough terrain. That's why they're expensive. You're not paying for refinement. You're not paying for luxury. I think a lot of people see the sticker price on a lot of these, especially when you get into the higher trims and you start competing with, like an Audi Q or something like that. And they're expecting something, luxurious. And it's like, no, you're not paying for luxury here. You're paying for one of the most badass vehicles as far as off-roading goes that America's ever made. And if you're not into off-roading, you're really not going to like this car. Again, the people that love Jeeps, they love Jeeps. They go through Jeep after Jeep after Jeep. It's just another case of people buying cars before doing their research, and now they're stuck in an expensive car. And yeah, I wanted to include the Jeep and the Wrangler because I've seen this and heard this a lot from people. They get it and it's not what they expect. They get it because it look cool. They like the aesthetic of the Jeep. They like the idea of having a Jeep Wrangler. They don't do any off-roading. It's a pavement princess at that point. You're buying a car that is built for off-roading and you're using it to get back and forth to work on the highway, going 90 miles an hour, worrying if you're going to make it to work alive or not. All right, that's it for this video. Listen, before you get a car, research it, make sure it's what you want, make sure you can afford it. Like and subscribe. I'll see you next time.